Hello and welcome back to this week's episode of That's What He Said. This week I am talking about one of the pillars of Eric Guy coaching and knowledge. So strap in, get ready. Ready for this one? I've been hinting at it for weeks now. We're talking about your inner circle. Woo! The crowd goes wild. Yay! Inner circle time. So you know what? I'm in honor. We're gonna have a circle time. Speaking of. So I'm sitting crisscross applesauce. Maybe you guys are too. Probably not, but if you are, thanks. I feel seen. I feel loved. Thanks. So this week I want to talk about your inner circle, why it's important. Well, first off, what it is, and what in the world am I even referencing. Why we do it, why it's important, and then how you can implement these things. So let's get started. Number one, what is your inner circle? So this comes from Dunbar's Law of 150. Now this is, you have this little, it's like a little baby circle. You see that? Like a little baby circle of 5 people. The 5 closest people to you are your inner circle. And I'm sure you already see where I'm going with this. If you're somebody who's like a frequent watcher of our channel and you're like, the choices you make, blah, blah, like you're already like mocking me. I'm ready for it. I'm coming for you and I'm ready for it. But you have these 5 people that are your closest, your inner circle. And then from there, you have your next group, which is like 15. And these are your close friends. These are people who you want to be around, yada, yada, whatever. The moral of this whole thing is that you shouldn't know, or not shouldn't, but you can't really know more than 150 people. Which, if you really think about, at first that sounds like a big number. You're like, 150 people. I don't even like 20 people, let alone 150. But you know 150 people. And especially in our world where it's all, social media. I know I'm following more than 150 people on social media. I know that very well. So your brain can't really grasp knowing people well if it's over 150 people. So that starts to overwhelm your brain, your nervous system, all that jazz. You've heard this song and dance before. However, I want to focus on shrinking that down, talking about your inner circle and my inner circle. So what exactly is this? It is an ability or an opportunity for you to decide who you want to emulate most. And I'm not talking like these 5 people are you and that's all you are. I'm talking that these people influence who you are every day. They aren't just that, but they have a huge influence on who you are every day. So I know for my inner circle, I've struggled with this for a good chunk of my life because I'm somebody who would be friends with anybody who gave me the time of day. If anybody talks in my direction, I immediately think we're friends. And I will stand by that. But my inner circle, I'm really bad at being choosy about this, but that is what I'm encouraging you to do as somebody who is challenging myself to do it. So why is it important? Do you want to be somebody or be around people who, first off, don't have your best interest in mind, or people who don't encourage you to be better, do better, think better, live well, all that jazz? Do you want to be around people who aren't encouraging you to get better, or are you a misery loves company person? I know I was that for a long time, so my inner circle emulated that. I was somebody who I wouldn't have wanted in my inner circle now, so then when I had my inner circle at that time, they were all people who didn't want to see me succeed. And they didn't want me to do well, and they certainly didn't care if I did well. Yeah, that kind of gave me chills talking about that. But my inner circle now, I look at and I'm like, wow, these are people that only want the best for me. I only want the best for them. And we make each other better in the process. Obviously, this is a two-way street. If you don't want to be in somebody else, if you're not ready to be in somebody else's inner circle, you got to work on you. You should be somebody who is an asset to somebody's inner circle, not a burden. And if you're somebody like me and you're like, oh my gosh, I always feel like a burden, or stop that. Stop thinking like that. If you're thinking like that today, if you woke up and you were like negative, whatever about yourself, or you weren't giving yourself affirmations, immediately stop. Your brain is not logical. Your brain doesn't know the difference between good and bad. In general. So if your brain is not logical about who you actually are, you need to work on that to have a good inner circle and to be somebody who can be in someone else's inner circle positively. So if you're a parent, right, your inner circle might be your family even. Are those the people you spend the most time with? I hope so. I hope you listened to that episode a couple weeks ago where I talked about that. So those people, my mom and dad are in my inner circle. my dad is my inner circle. Like, I mean, truly, I work with him. He's my dad. I work with my mom. She's my mom. Like, she's all, like, they're both my best friends. Like, you see where I'm going? And I hope that I emulate them. I wouldn't want to be asking somebody for advice who doesn't have their life, or at least they're not trying to get their life figured out. Obviously, nobody is like figured out, crack the code for life. But, you know, you don't want to be around people who aren't encouraging you to be better. You don't want to be around people who don't have your best interest in mind, and you certainly don't want to tolerate that as well. That comes with setting boundaries with people, because people will take and take and take. If you're a giver, if you're an altruist, they're going to keep taking. So be around people who give as much as they take too. Like, help them and let them help you. That should be the overall consensus of a good friendship, a good marriage, a good parenting style. Whatever it may be, whatever role that you're talking about with this. So also with your inner circle, make sure that they are people who fit your values. Like, you don't want to be around people who are only talking about politics if you want nothing to do with that. Or if you're talking about, and I'm not saying like be around people who just are yes men. I'm just saying be around people who value the same things. Like, if you want to have those like assertive conversations with people, try maybe to find a friend that's assertive. Or if you want to have somebody who helps you, try to find someone who values altruism. Or if you even like, I know for me, my favorite thing about or one of my favorite things about my relationship is that we go to church together. Like, that is a value that we share. So it's always really impactful to me that we're sitting there together talking about God and like having that fellowship together, being in the same community. That's just a strong relationship for me because that's our foundation. So even if that's not your foundation, then what are your values? So maybe, I don't know if you need to figure those out, or you need to look at your inner circle and be like, man, this is not who I want to be. Or it's exactly who you want to be, and you can express some gratitude for that. I'm meeting you where you're at, and I hope that you can meet me where I'm at. Obviously, I am not perfect at explaining this. That's why my dad is the one who talks to Vision Day, not me. So I'm trying my best. But I hope that with your inner circle too, you think about the way that people talk, the choices that they make. If you're somebody who wants to get in shape and you're around people who don't work out and don't have a desire to, how do you expect yourself to have the motivation to get in shape? And maybe you're somebody who like, I'm in my graduate degree right now, so I want to be around people who believe that I'm smart and who are also smart and who have done that. And I want to ask people advice who have been in similar situations. You want people to challenge you, but that's what I'm saying. Like, your inner circle shouldn't be just yes men. It should be people that challenge you to be better and live well and live up to your goals. Like, we all have goals in mind, whether you ignore them or you give them attention. We all have goals. We all have dreams. We all have things that we want to do. So make sure that your inner circle are people and our values and our ideas that only make you better and only pursue that goal with you. You want people to hold your hand through, or be by your side, or be your cheerleaders, be those empowerers. That's a hard word. So make sure that those people are your inner circle. I know this has been a game changer for me as somebody who doesn't accept help well and who hasn't really made the best picks of environments or people. And this has been a game changer for me. I've seen my mood drastically change and drastically improve. I've seen my life improve. I mean, now I have friends who, if I ask them for help, like, they'll help me. And I get to help them too. And they accept my help and appreciate that. And it's just like, if you want to experience joy, like genuine joy, make your inner circle one that is genuine joy. If you want to experience misery, then my goodness gracious, there are people out there for you. But that's not going to be my inner circle. So I guess I would encourage you, figure out your values and look at your inner circle. See, are there people that are really bringing you down? Are there people that bring you more stress than good? Are there people that you may have to set some boundaries with? And then do that. Because if you want to get better, you have to act on it. You have to do something. And your inner circle goes for that too. Make sure those people are people that only encourage the best out of you, that are supportive, that are loving, that genuinely are glad that you're here, that are blessed to have you instead of dreading seeing you, and vice versa. Make sure that they're positive influences. With that being said, I want to encourage you, look at your inner circle. I do want to take a moment to express how grateful I am for my inner circle. Obviously, like, the That's What He Said videos, my dad is just one person out of my 5 that is in my inner circle, and I'm getting a little emotional, but Dad, I'm really grateful that you've taught me this and that you've been patient with me through all of the growing pains of learning all of this stuff. And if you're out there, you're a parent, you're listening to this thinking, I hope my kid has a good inner circle, be the example, and then be choosy about letting them be in certain situations. Like, make sure you're involved in their lives. You know who they're around. You know how to best support them. Be that good inner circle and have a good inner circle. Love and be loved. Have the inner circle. Have the example of the inner circle. Encourage your kids to feel the same way. With that being said, thank you guys for listening this week. This is something I'm really passionate about. So if you want to hear more about this, check out our website, centerforvictory.com. We talk about a lot of this stuff on our AMP trips. So if you haven't signed up for one yet, let me be your inner circle and tell you, it'll help you. And with all that being said, thank you guys for watching. Let us know if you want more information on all of this inner circle stuff. You want more information on picking friends, choosing environments, all that jazz, making yourself better. We're here for you. We're here to help. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you next time on That's What He Said.